East. What are you seeing in the mentality of these two teams as one kind of gets ahead, one's trying to battle back here? Where are we at now with the game? Back tie.
Yeah, this is just highlight.
Jolie Speltz serving for the Cats. That one is going to go long. And the point will go back to Prairie View A&M. Bobcats continue to lead in the set, 18-15. At one point, Prairie View A&M up 3 points. Now the Bobcats up 3 points. This set's not getting to either team. Neither one is really getting away, but you got to stay in that mentality of focused on where we're at and when we need to be. Taylor Ruffin serving for the Lady Panthers, and it's going to be Tegan James. James is going to dump it over her head back on the side of the Lady Panthers, and that point will go to the Bobcats.
Being very aggressive there from the setter position today. Freshman Tegan James. She's doing a great job spreading out the offense. And hey, if you can get up and make yourself a threat as a setter, why not do it? Great play by her.
Tegan James. You can learn something from her sister who plays at Tennessee, but nonetheless, that was an incredible play. Bobcats will continue here. Mackenzie Jackson loading up and off of the block attempt. She'll get another one down for the Cats, who will take a 20-15 lead, 5 points. And we're going to get a timeout here from Prairie View A&M. We're going to keep it right here. So we're talking Tegan James. Let's talk a little Tegan James. So true freshman, comes in early. She graduated early from high school, came into Montana State in the spring. So she got a spring ball under her belt. What is that like to get an extra opportunity to be around the girls you're going to be playing with?
Yeah, it's a huge leg up when you're coming in as a freshman. This fall season, for anyone who may not be super familiar with college volleyball, especially the preseason, you're playing 3 to 4 games a week. There is not a whole lot of training and improving that goes on in the fall season. You get a little bit of it, but a lot of it is preparing for games, being competitive, and live situations. The spring is when you really get into that technical training, building those relationships with your teammates. So to come in as a freshman, especially in a position to run the offense, the setters play a huge role for the volleyball team. To come in early and get that training, get that technical, being able to connect with your teammates gives you a leg up over any freshman setter or any freshman that's showing up just here in the fall.
Coach Matt Alcott on Tegan James said she is one of the best all-around players he's ever recruited. Now, Tegan James has the opportunity to come in here and do something that not many Bobcats have done, and that's to come in and set for the Bobcat volleyball team for all 4 years. The last one to do it, Camber Kelly, from 2001 to 2004. Great opportunity for Tegan James. She has been lovely to have around campus so far. She's going to continue the set right here with the Bobcats leading 20-15. Lady Panthers ready to receive the service from Tegan James. And off of the touch, we're going to get a service ace from the Bobcats. That will be service ace number 2 on the night from the Bobcats, both coming the way of Tegan James. Panthers once again setting up on the outside, but it's going to come back in the middle from Cameron Greenwald for the Bobcats, who are now going to take a commanding 22-15 lead here late in set number 1. Right now, Kieran, feels like everything going the way of the Bobcats. Lady Panthers really need a side out here if they want to stay in this first set, which they are going to do as we're going to get that call out of bounds on that hit. It was on the far side from us. It was a little tough to tell with that hit out of bounds. Dottie Hampton is going to challenge that one. So we're going to get our first challenge of the year here at Troy Gymnasium. Dottie Hampton is going to be challenging whether that ball in or out. What did you see from first glance? You see anything on that one, Kira?
Gosh, it looked out to me, but if you're not standing down that line, it is hard to tell. So I think this was a good call by her challenging that play. And if anything, it's late in the set, giving your team a second to regroup, maybe ice the server a little bit. I do like that she called this just to give a breather in the gym regardless.
2 challenges per set for each team. They can hold up that little green card. We're seeing a little bit of a change to the rules in some of the replay this year. Just the way that we're being told about the replays and some hand signals from the referees, which is great. In our opinion, it's so much easier to get an understanding of what's happening on the floor at that time. So if it stays with the Bobcats, we're going to go into a 23-15 lead. We're actually going to take a look real quick here at that ball coming out of bounds. Hard to tell on that one. It looks like Cameron Greenwald might have been standing in the shot. Nonetheless, here it is, and it is going to stay with the Bobcats, and the ball was out of bounds. So I'll just ask you, as I was going to allude to, now 23-15 for the Bobcats. What do they need to do here to close out this set?
Yeah, I think Tegan needs to put an aggressive serve here and then just be really focused on defense wherever this ball goes, getting it high in the middle of the court so we can run an offense and finish this off.
Lady Panthers will return the serve.
This is their opportunity.
They're going to need everything they can here, but Mackenzie Jackson is going to say, I think we're ready to end the first set. She'll set that one down, and it is set point for the Bobcats here in set number one, leading 24-15. Mackenzie Jackson, that'll be her fourth kill on the night. She'll go just above 500 on her swinging percentage. Lady Panthers with a much-needed kill coming down from Demaya Hill. She'll now go back to serve for the Lady Panthers. Just looking to figure out a few odds and ends pieces, just try and make things cohesive, whether they win the first set or not. Always something to learn at every time, right, Kira?
Yeah, that was a great swing by her. Let's see if she can put an aggressive serve back here.
Will be received by Siebler to James. Setting up Mackenzie Jackson again. Bobcats will continue, this time to Heidemann on the outside. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. Point to the Bobcats. The Bobcats are going to take set number one here by a score of 25-16. End of set number one. Here at the Even Hotel Bobcat Invite. Bobcat Volleyball on ESPN Plus.
The Kia K4 and K5 represent what comes next. The next movement for innovation.
Not going to happen on that one. Defense was a big one. We talked about it early from the Bobcats, but now it's time for Prairie View A&M to get their defense to step up and get some of those blocks going in set number two. Lady Panthers are going to start off set number two. Service from Taylor Ruffin, the junior from Nashville. Heard that her favorite singer, Bruno Mars, trying to find some gold here in Bozeman. Not going to happen on that one, though, as we're going to get a quick point for the Bobcats. We talked about her once. We're going to talk about her all night, and that's true freshman Tegan Jane. She's been so impressive so far tonight. She'll get the service here. Lady Panthers are going to free ball it back across, but it is a good ball. Madeline Siebler has to take care of. Carly Heidemann going to swing away, but just a bit outside. And the ball will go back to Prairie View A&M.
Good up by Siebler there, covering some ground in the backcourt.
Yeah, well, we thought it was just a free ball back over to the Bobcats. It ended up being a pretty nicely placed ball that Siebler dove out to recover and keep alive, but Prairie View A&M getting the better of the Bobcats on that one. Karen Greenwald with the slide, but returned by Prairie View A&M. That ball is going to go inbounds for the kill. And the point will go to the Lady Panthers. Take the lead here, 2-1. Another swing coming from Demaya Hill on that one. Kylie Owens. The two of them we continue to talk about. It's going to be Heidemann for the Bobcats, and there's the defense you're talking about, Kira. There's the block for Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, that was a great blocking setup by number 5 there, getting her hands in front of Carly Heidemann's set. There was nowhere to go on that one.
There's Sita Caldwell with the block on that one. Prairie View A&M. But Cameron Greenwald from the center are just going to put that where they eat. It's that easy, right?
I think that's that Minnesota connection we're seeing here from Tegan James and Cameron Greenwald. Both those two are from Minnesota. Senior and a freshman, but Tegan's doing a good job getting Cameron Greenwald involved in this offense early, and Cameron's returning the favor. A couple kills early on in the set.
Helps both of them. One gets a kill, one gets an assist. They both account for a point. It's going to be Heidemann who's going to serve for the Cats. So we're going to get a swing there from Demaya Hill. It's going to be kept going by the Lady Panthers, but eventually a free ball over to the Cats. And once again, it'll be Cameron Greenwald, Tegan James.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Just like scratching a record, it's Pete and repeat.
That is Cameron's 5th kill of the night on 7 attempts at 7-14. So impressive start for her out of the middle.
Cameron Greenwald leading the way in hitting percentage for all players at the moment. Heidemann will continue to serve for the Cats. And one more time, the Bobcats now putting on a little bit of a run here from Carly Heidemann, Tegan James, Cameron Greenwald. You name it, we're on it. That's 3 straight points for the Bobcats, who now lead 4-3 here in set number 2. That one, another service ace. That one was returned by the Lady Panthers, but off of the pole, off the net, out of bounds. And Carly Heidemann's going to continue to serve for the Cats. Coach Hampton for Prairie View A&M getting up off the bench, talking to her players, trying to get them right headed again. See what they can do here. They're going to set up Demaya Hill for that kill, and off of the touch, off the block, it's going to go out of bounds. Point to the Lady Panthers.
Looks like that was off of the face there of number 1, Mackenzie Jackson. Bobcats are holding it close. See how she returns from this.
Demaya Hill coming over on the other side of the net, giving her a little hug. What sportsmanship by Prairie View A&M in setting up for this tournament. It takes a lot of power, but Cassie Schumacher, Director of Volleyball Operations for the Bobcats, has said multiple times that Prairie View A&M has been her favorite team to work with to get them not only to come to Bozeman, but in communications as well. So shout out to Prairie View A&M, not only the staff that they have and that they brought in, their players coming over, giving high fives and giving the kudos to the the players that they are doing. Going to continue here with the Bobcats. Are going to set up Ellie Tufto, who's going to put it down for the Cats. Cats are going to take a 6-4 lead. And who's your daddy? Lauren Linseth is going to come up to serve now for the Bobcats. A couple of years ago, Coach Matt Houck bringing in serving songs. So now every Bobcat comes up to serve. They get to choose what song they want. Lauren Linseth tipping her cap to Toby Keith this year. Great country musician. That one is going to be off the hands, out of bounds, and point over to the Panthers.
Yeah, Houck being a former D1 baseball player, that's his touch on the program, bringing up the walk-up songs from baseball here into the sport of volleyball.
It is a fun one. You get to know your players a little bit better, get their music taste. And you know who to expect when somebody's coming up. Mackenzie Jackson away. But again, Prairie View A&M defense, there comes the blocks that we've been talking about that they've been needing on the front row. So that front row continues to be controlled by Kylie Owens, Maya Hill, Valencia Wilder, and Taylor Ruffin, all doing a phenomenal job there. Ball returned to the Cats. Loaded up for Demaya Hill. Will be kept alive and set up for Ellie Tufto by the Cats. Once again, Demaya Hill, who's going to put it down for the Lady Panthers, who are once again going to take the lead in set number 2, 7-6 now in favor of Prairie View. That's the momentum that we talk about, the mentality that you're seeing in this back and forth match so far.
Maya Hill has reached a new level starting off this set. Prairie View has 4 kills to start off the set, and I think 3 of them are from Demaya Hill out there.
Set number 1, we talked a little about Kylie Owens, a little about Demaya Hill, but definitely in set number 2, it's been all Demaya Hill so far until now. That point going the way of the Bobcats. Tied 7 apiece, and Nicolette Noble will come in to serve for the Cats. That front row doing a phenomenal job for Prairie View A&M so far. Let's see what they have in store for this next point. Good serve by Noble. Set up to Maya Hill again, and it is blocked by the Bobcats, but onto our own side. The point will go to Prairie View A&M. Demaya Hill gets the kill on one end, and now she'll serve on the other end. Demaya Hill up to 18 attacks so far tonight. She's swinging 368. She leads Prairie View A&M with 7 kills. And that is a service error that will go in favor of the Cats. Now, we haven't talked a lot about Madeline Siebler tonight, but she's coming in now to serve for the Bobcats.
Yeah, she's in a new role to start off this season. She led the Bobcats in kills last season in the 2024 season, and we have yet to see her take a swing front row so far.
See what you can do from the opposite side. We talked about that 6-2 earlier. Lots of players playing in new positions. Bobcats going to set up Carly Heidemann for the kill on that one. So far, it's Heidemann for the Cats. It's Demaya Hill for Prairie View A&M.
Good job to freshman Tegan James getting Carly Heidemann one-on-one. When you are one-on-one as a hitter, that is a battle you need to win, and that's what Heidemann did right there.
Siebler with the serve over to the Lady Panthers. Keep it alive. James with the quick attack, but into the net she will go. And that point will go over to Prairie View A&M. As we are now tied at 9 apiece. Back and forth, back and forth. Here I believe the Bobcats and the Lady Panthers are going to use every point in the set, every point that they can find. James going to set up Heidemann a little off course. There, but still in a good spot for Heidemann. Bobcats trying to keep it alive. It is by Spelt. Lady Panthers will set it up. The skip set attack from the Panthers. And the back row attack from Siebler. There's our first view of that. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. Point to the Bobcats. Good job by Madeline Siebler to recognize that one and get out of dodge.
We might have a challenge here, Dottie Hampton. There she goes. Reaches for that challenge card.
Just looking for a tip on that is what we're going to be looking for. We've got a brief pause here in the action while we take a look at this challenge. Prairie View A. Or not. Gonna get a quick look here. Let's see. We're looking for a touch by the Bobcats off the net. It's gonna be either Spelt or James, if anybody. It looked like it went quite a bit over them, but you never know. Of course, our referee staff has access to camera angles that we may not have, so they get to look all over the place. But we can take a quick glance at everything right now. We've been talking a lot of hitting, a lot of defense has really come up in the second set. We get another look here on the net. Ooh, that's close. That is very close to maybe going off the hands of Tegan James. But ultimately, here, you and I, not in charge.
I was
We
going
have
to say,
no control over this.
I didn't see it, but we got to trust our second referee down there. She's taking her time. She's going to make the right call here, but this is a close one.
Referee's taking some time on this one, which much needed when you're looking for a call of this magnitude. In this close of a game, how crucial could this point be?
Could be very crucial. If this goes Montana State's way, they will keep the score 10-9. But if it gets overturned, this could be the first lead from Prairie View A&M that we will see this set. And they want that lead.
I know, and they want it bad. Coach Hampton for Prairie View A&M has been up off her chair this set, really doing a fine job coaching, moving the players where she needs to be. It's been awesome to see the rotation from the Lady Panthers so far, really starting to mesh together. Talk a lot about Demaya Hill, a lot about Kylie Owens. We've seen a good amount of Taylor Ruffin so far, and no touch. The point will stay with the Bobcats. We heard the words unsuccessful from our in-stadium announcer, Devin Brosnan, which means they didn't see anything on there that would overturn that call. It's going to be Jolie Speltz to set it up for the Bobcats on the skip set from the Lady Panthers, who are going to tie the game right back up at 10 apiece. So no matter what happens right here, whether you get the point or not, you got to have the mentality of a goldfish. It's time to move on and worry about the next point.
Yeah. Volleyball's all about momentum. You can't let any negative or positive plays really stick with you for too long.
Taylor Ruffin to set up the Lady Panthers. But it's going to be a block in the middle by Ayana Sherwood. Solo block on that one.
Yeah, good positioning on her. Get in front of Cameron Greenwald, getting her hands over the net early. And we saw that one go their way.
Ayana Sherwood and I share something in common, which is a love for craft burgers. And I'm telling you what, a hamburger sounds pretty good right now. I'll give them some recommendations on where to head the rest of the weekend. This rally going to be kept alive by the Bobcats. It's going to be Heidemann swinging and hitting. Again, if it ain't pretty, but it gets you a point, it's exactly what you meant to do.
Prairie View A&M's being really scrappy right now on defense. They're getting a lot of touches in the backcourt, but they're just not getting positive enough touches to turn those over and get a strong swing out of them.
Tegan Jane's going to serve for the Bobcats. We've talked about her a bunch tonight. 2,500 career assists in high school. It feels like she's going to get to 2,500 for the Cats in lightning speed. And that one's going to be put down by the Lady Panthers.
Good swing by Kylie Owens there, taking advantage of that zone 6. Saw Madeline Siebler rotate over to the line, leaving that middle of the court completely open, and it got abused there by Kylie Owens.
Like Pete and repeat, we will talk about Kylie Owens to Maya Hill all night. Kylie Owens going to serve for the Lady Panthers. Bobcats are going to set up Carly Heidemann, who's going to get another kill on the night.
Good swing by Heidemann. Getting excited about that hard cross shot. Got me fired up here. How about you?
I'm fired up. That's going to be our first player in double-digit kills tonight. Carly Heidemann, that's going to be her 10th kill on the night. She's swinging 438.
She is dominating tonight.
I mean, that's Hall of Fame right there. She'll then go back and serve. That one's going to be out of bounds by Prairie View A&M. But they are going to call a touch on the hit. So the point is going to go in favor of Prairie View A&M. We will continue back and forth in set number 2 here. Prairie View A&M now taking another lead, 13-12 here in set number 2, the Even Hotel. Bobcat invite. Setting up Cameron Greenwald in the center with the Lady Panthers. They're going to keep it alive. But it's going to go off the pole. Out of bounds. Point to the Bobcats.
Dottie Hampton fired up over there on the sideline. And I agree with her. Unfortunately, that's just an area you just don't want to have on your side of the net, you know, trying to out assist them, get a swing on that, and you throw it into the antenna.
Lauren Linseth serving for the Cats. Lady Panthers trying to set up Teresita Caldwell there. And they're going to get the point off of the block attempt out of bounds by the Bobcats. Going to see Ariana Spell come in, the freshman from Houston, Texas, coming in to serve for the Lady Panthers. Right at libero Lauren Linseth. Tegan James going to set up Jolie Speltz, who once again is going to call the corner pocket on the quick attack. What a set by Tegan James to get Jolie Speltz there.
Yeah, Tegan is really doing a good job getting that in the attacking window. That is almost a 0 tempo ran between her and Jolie Speltz there. So really good job getting it in Jolie's window, and Jolie just putting that away.
Noble serving for the Cats. Panthers going to set up Demaya Hill. Reach it back a little farther to get to that one. The Bobcats will keep it alive. Heidemann will put it over and off the touch from the Lady Panthers. The point will go to the Bobcats, who are going to regain the lead. Now I'm turning into repeat and repeat. Timeout
here called by Dottie Hampton.
going to be immediate timeout here. Bobcats leading 15-14 in set number 2 of
something different to look at than just that left side pin swinging all the time.
Yeah, wonderful set by Taylor Ruffin. Moving forward, setting backwards, and getting the back row attack from her hitter. Bobcats going to send up early Tufto, but again blocked by the Lady Panthers. That time, Kennedy Massey and Valencia Wilder with the blocks on that one. Or excuse me, not Kennedy Massey. That's 14 Taylor Ruffin. My apologies. It's going to be Maya Hill to set up the service for the Lady Panthers. She'll go out Lauren Melinda. And James is going to set up Jolie Speltz. Just a quick high five. It was a perfect little. If I can set you the ball without looking, I can high five you without looking.
Yeah, good job, Jolie, taking advantage of that rotation. The Bobcats only had 2 attackers front row, so good on them to side out early. You never want to get stuck in that rotation when you don't have 3 attackers front row.
Madeline Sleebler coming back in for the Bobcats, playing that back area, out hitter all over the place, and that one's going to come down for the Bobcats. Want to go to the Bobcats there after just a little bit of an awkward rotation from the Lady Panthers. And we'll tie it up once again at 17. Siebler will continue serving for the Cats. Lady Panthers going to set up Kylie Owens. Speltz and James there on the block, but no dice. That point will go the way of the Lady Panthers.
Jolie Speltz was in a really good position there. Unfortunately, it just got that ball caught in her hands and brought it back down on her side of the net with her.
Valencia Wilder to set up for the Lady Panthers. Going to go at Siebler. James going to set up Carly Heidemann. He's going to be kept alive by the Lady Panthers. And so back over to the Bobcats, who are going to set up. And what a play by Ayala Sherwood. Tegan James just telegraphing the skip set just a bit, and she was right there to block that ball back on the side of the Bobcats.
She was waiting for it. She did not cheat either direction to a pin with any of those attackers. She was right there waiting for Tegan to throw that into her hands.
This set now going, or I was going to say now going the way of Prairie View A&M. Of course, you've got the commentators curse, so Prairie View A&M fans, I apologize for that one. That service error going to go point to the Bobcats, and for the first time tonight, we're going to see Kira's little sister, Afton Thompson, coming in to serve for the Bobcats. Now, is your family here? Or are they watching at home?
No, my family's in the gym. So it's a whole Thompson affair. My parents are watching. And my sister's playing. Of course, I'm up here talking. So it is a family affair here in Troyer.
Afton with the service. Lady Panthers going to hit it back over, actually right over the top of Afton, and the point will go to the Lady Panthers.
Gosh, if she was just a little taller my height, she would have had that.
I did ask her earlier who's the taller sister. She unfortunately said Kira is, but we'll give Afton the nod. She did say she was a better driver than you, Kira.
I'll give her that one. And all of my teammates that played with me at Montana State would happily agree that I was a better volleyball player than I am driver.
Taylor Ruffin going to set up the Lady Panther service here. A high arcing serve is going to be short. James going to set up Cameron Greenwald. He's going to posterize Prairie View A&M there.
This is an exciting start to her senior year, Cameron Greenwald. 6 kills on 10 attacks, hitting 400. This is the kickoff you want to have if it's your senior year here in a Bobcat jersey.
Cameron Greenwald, the senior from Woodbury, Minnesota. Quite the social media star. She actually interns for me in the marketing department here at the athletics department. As that point is going to go in favor here of Prairie View A&M, who's going to take a 2-point lead, 21-19. Now we're going to get a timeout from Coach Matt Hauk, who's going to try and right the ship a little bit for the Bobcats. Madeline Siebler did do a good job to get to that ball, just not able to get enough of it to keep it in. It's really been a tale of 2 sets here so far. The Bobcats really went away in the end of the first set, really took command of the end of the first set. But this set has been absolutely back and forth. It felt like since we've started this set, it's been either team could win at either time.
Yes. Both sets started off kind of neck and neck. The first set, we obviously saw Montana State run away there with that lead, ending that set 25-16. But Prairie View has done a really good job composing themselves and bringing them back into the second set. They're obviously leading right now 21-19.
And Prairie View A&M got to learn how to win on the road. They have one of the toughest schedules that I have ever seen. 29 games this season, 22 of those games on the road away from their gymnasium. It's also a tough way to start the year because they're going to start with 15 straight road games. They had one exhibition game at home last weekend, but their first home game at Prairie View A&M going to be October 3rd versus Mississippi Valley State, a SWAC conference game. Now, not everything is all bad for their schedule so far this year. All the rest of the tournaments that they're playing in are in the state of Texas. So they are fairly close to home, but still playing away from your own arena isn't like playing in front of your own fans.
Yeah, that is a brutal schedule Prairie View has. But if you can get comfortable on the road, you can be undefeatable, really.
Prairie View A&M trying to take set number 2 here, leading 21-19. That was Kylie Owens serving to James, going to set up Carly Heidemann. Prairie View A&M is going to get the block there. They were ready on defense, but it's going to be blocked out of bounds. And the Bobcats will get an opportunity here with the service coming from Carly Heidemann.
We can not talk about Carly Heidemann enough. This is a great kickoff to her junior season. She was more of a role player last year for the Bobcats, and she stepped into this starting role, hitting phenomenally, taking up really good space in the passing lane. This is exactly what you want to see out of a junior outside hitter.
Heidemann with a great serve there. Prairie View A&M able to set it up, but the ball hit out of bounds. And at the point we'll go to the Bobcats, right back to a tie game. Heidemann with another opportunity. Heidemann leading all players right now in kills at 12. She's swinging 500 so far and on 23 attacks. Prairie View A&M going to set it up. Ellie Tufto kind of mocking Prairie View A&M as one of the smaller players. She'll get half of a block there. I believe it was her and either Carly Heidemann or Mackenzie Jackson.
I think that was the Great Wall of Minnesota we just
The
saw. I
Great
want
Wall
to
of
say that
Minnesota.
was Cameron Greenwall and Ellie Tufto closing that up there.
Oh, it was. That is the Great Wall of Minnesota, the North Star State. Heidemann once again serving for the Cats, and we'll get another tie here at 22 between Prairie View A&M and Montana State. What an incredible second set. It has been back and forth, back and forth. At this moment, we could say a good timeout from Coach Matt Hauk to get this game back to square, but it's going to be a question of who's going to finish here. Bobcats going to return the service from Layla Smalls. Micro attack from Heidemann. Lady Panthers going to set up the Maya Hill there, but it's going to be kept alive by the Bobcats off the block. And Prairie View is going to set up Teresita Caldwell, but her attack is going to go off the pole. And the point will go to the Bobcats, 23-22. A much needed point for the Cats. Trying to get that momentum to close out set number 2. We're going to get a timeout from Prairie View A&M. So just set the stage here for these last few points. It's Montana State leading 23-22. Bobcats out hitting Prairie View A&M at the moment, 301 to 214 on 30 kills. Only 8 errors for the Bobcats, 24 kills, and 9 errors for Prairie View A&M. Bobcats getting a few more opportunities attacking, but Prairie View A&M, their defense has really come out in the second set.
Yeah, they're really starting to get more positive digs so they can return on that. I want to know, late in the second set, the last 2 points have both been errors. So we had that service error by Heidemann, followed up by an attacking error by Prairie View A&M. And with a tight game here, a couple points left, the team that can be in control and earn their points and limit their errors is going to be the team that's going to walk away with the win in this set. So it's going to be interesting coming out of this timeout what team can capitalize and be aggressive and make their own points and limit the errors in this moment.
And how do you get out of your own head? How do you make sure you're in the right headspace in such a tight game at the end of the set?
Yeah, it's very hard. Volleyball is such a mental game. Being able to control your emotions is one of the key pieces if you want to be a successful volleyball player. And I think that comes from experience. The longer you play college volleyball, the more comfortable you feel taking a swing late in that set.
Lauren Lindsay setting up to serve it for the Bobcats, looking to become one of two players to hit 2,000 digs for the Bobcats, the other being Alyssa Rizzo, another Bobcat royalty. Ball's going to be kept alive by Tegan James, and Ellie Tufto doing a good job just to keep the ball in play there. Lady Panthers set up to Maya Hill, but nothing home at the moment. We'll take a back row attack from Kylie Owens. Speltz for the Cats. And the Lady Panthers, unfortunately, just going to trip over each other, and the point's going to go in favor of the Bobcats, and we now have set point Bobcats, 24-22.
That was quite a scrappy rally there. A couple of Bobcats getting one hand on the ball. Prairie View A&M following it with a couple touches here. That might be one of the scrappiest plays we've seen this match.
Winseth one more time. Serving for the Cats. Panthers. Lady Panthers setting up Demaya Hill, and she will get the kill there for the Lady Panthers. 24-23. Of course, in volleyball, you got to win your set by 2. So if we get one more point here from Prairie View A&M, technically be going to extra points.
Yeah, the pressure really is on Ariana Spell here.
Ball going to serve it up for the Lady Panthers, looking to keep set 2 going. Bobcats going to set up Jolie Speltz with the attack in the middle. That quick hit is what we've been watching for. Set number 2, 25-23. What seemed like it was going to be a set that might go the way of Prairie. It's going to be Taylor Ruffin to serve up for the Lady Panthers. Bobcats going to set up Cameron Greenwald, but it's going to be kept on the net, eventually over by Kylie Owens. Be back over to the Lady Panthers. They're going to set up the center attack. It's a little delayed, so it's caught by the Cats off of the hands from Mackenzie Jackson. Over to the Lady Panthers, who are going to free ball it back over to the Cats. This time setting up Cameron Greenwald, and what an incredible off 2 players to keep it alive. The rally continues off the hand of Heidemann. And the Lady Panthers setting up Kylie Owens off of the tip block. We will continue going until Heidemann says, no thank you, I'd like the point. Thank you very much. Another one of those incredible long rallies. Saw it come off a couple of different Prairie View A&M players at one point, but Carly Heidemann eventually with the attack down the line. Heidemann will be the next server for the Bobcats. We'll go right end to Libero with Layla Smalls. Back over to the Bobcats. Carly will set it back over to Prairie View A&M, who's going to set up Kylie Owens for the kill. Impressive by Kylie Owens, the senior from Culver City, California. She said that her favorite holiday of the year is Halloween. Kara, when's the last time you dressed up for Halloween?
Probably last time I played MSU volleyball as well, a couple years ago.
I actually won a Halloween costume contest here at a volleyball game as Wally one year.
No way.
Yeah. The deep lore from the two Bobcats high atop Schroyer.
See, I couldn't even tell you we did a Halloween contest at a volleyball game. They definitely didn't let us dress up.
Prairie View A&M will continue to serve here after receiving that last point. And there's your first service ace for the Lady Panthers, coming by way of Kylie Owens. I mean, she's serving, she's blocking, she's hitting. What more are we going to ask of Kylie Owens tonight? Heidemann returns, setting up Jackson. Lady Panthers with the strike, but that one's going to go out of bounds, and the point will go to the Bobcats.
As we can see, Layla Smalls doing a really good job getting some of these ups, but unfortunately we saw in that situation, we could not get our hands on the ball. Taylor Ruffin had to bump set that.
Lindsay will serve it up for the Bobcats. Off the hands of Prairie View A&M, and right back to her before they set up the kill from Ellie Tufto.
The score is 4-4 right now. Now 5-4, sorry, excuse me, but it really does feel like Montana State's getting a little bit more energy that I'm not seeing Prairie View counter with yet.
That's Tufto's fifth kill on 16 attempts, swinging 250 right now with the lone error. Prairie View A&M looking to side out here and get it back. Jackson was able to keep it alive. What a dig or dive, whatever that was from Tegan James. Unfortunately, it's all for nothing. The ball would eventually go out of bounds, but just incredible heads up play to see that ball was still available, and freshman putting all of her heart out on the line early. We love to see that from Tegan James. Bobcats once again setting up Mackenzie Jackson. That one's going to be blocked, but on the side of Prairie View A&M. And the point will go to the Bobcats.
That's two plays back to back that we have seen Kill come off the block touch. These blockers have to get their hands over the net just a little bit faster to keep that on the opponent's side.
And a few net violations from a few people. Nicolette Noble is going to get a service ace. The freshman from Murrieta, California. Going to get her first service ace as a Bobcat. She'll continue serving right off of the net and make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, she's really attacking that left side of the court there for Prairie View A&M between Demaya Hill and Kylie Owens, those outside hitters who are doing a lot for PV and A&M. So hopefully we can get a pass here and get to playing some volleyball.
Coach, I've talked a lot about serving after the blue and gold scrimmage and the exhibition versus South Dakota School of Mines. Really one of the places that he wanted to emphasize the Bobcats right now and where they're at. Carly Heidemann with the swing there. We're going to get a block from Jolie Speltz and Tegan James. Another point going the way of the Bobcats. Bobcats are taking the lead 9-5, and we're going to get a timeout from Prairie View A&M. This is going to be immediate timeout. We're going to take a quick break. The Bobcats lead Prairie View A&M 9-5 here in set number 3.
With Taylor Ruffin being front row right now, there's only 2 hitters she can set. So if Prairie View A&M can keep getting the ball up north of that 10-foot line and let their setter be an option as well, I think we'll see a little bit more success as they fight back into this.
Demaya Hill going to serve that one long for the Lady Panthers. And it will go to the Bobcats. We'll take a 4-point lead here, 11-7 Bobcats over the Lady Panthers at the moment. Jolie Speltz going back to serve. I believe this is her first serve of the night. She'll serve it, and Lady Panthers are going to set it up. Just an awkward hit. Carly Heidemann going to push it back over. Go for the Cats. Kylie Owens getting set up for Lady Panthers. Going to be received by Seedler. Setting up Heidemann. Return. And back row attack coming from Demaya Hill off the hands of Cameron Greenwald back over to the Cats. We're going to set up Carly Heidemann one more time. A little out of position as we're just going to get a free set back over to the Cats. Team James going to set up Cameron Greenwald. And once again, the Minnesota connection coming in strong.
Really good fight there from the Bobcats. We saw that high out of system set by Jolie Speltz, which is something Matt Howe has really pushed on this program, is that every single person on his team needs to be able to set an out-of-system ball. She did a great job keeping that rally alive, letting Carly Heidemann be aggressive up the net.
Feels like we talk a lot about the players from Minnesota, but the Bobcats, of course, with the Howe coming from Minnesota, it's a big recruiting area for them. We have 5 players from the great state of Minnesota, 3 from Cali, 2 Montana, Colorado, Nebraska, Washington, and lone Jolie Speltz from Wyoming. As Siebler getting a back row attack there. Prairie View A&M keeping it alive. For Demaya Hill, getting hit that one off of the net or off of the block, right into Cameron Greenwald. And the point goes to the Bobcats. Jolie Speltz will continue serving for Montana State. Again, the Bobcats 6 service aces, 5 service errors so far. On a 3-0 run right now. And Kira, got to stop talking about it. Every time you start talking about the stat that's happening, it's inevitable.
Yeah, that one's just a little long there by Jolie Speltz. Letting Prairie View A&M off the hook there.
Control what you can control, right?
100%. And serving so important. That's another thing Matt has brought in, is being really consistent and aggressive with your serve. It is the only skill in volleyball you have 100% control of.
We're going to see Krista Ope-Odu for the first time, serving for Prairie View A&M. Bobcats immediately going to set up Carly Heidemann, who's going to put the kill right in between Ariana Spell and Demaya Hill.
Good play there by Tegan, bringing Carly inside and fast. Carly usually hits balls out there on the pin with only 2 hitters front row, changing where she was going to attack that ball and switching it up on the Prairie View blockers. Really allowed Carly a lot of net to put that ball away. So good play there by Tegan James.
Tegan James, mother Heidi, athletic director over at Carleton College. Mama James, if you're watching tonight, don't worry, we are taking good care of Tegan, and thanks for sending her our way. Lindsay Jackson going to get a block there with Cameron Greenwald on the Lady Panthers. They're going to extend their lead 15-8.
Jackson doing a really good job using her length there at 6'2". That ball was ran quick and inside, and all she did was get her hands fast and over early, closing that space that Kylie Owens need to hit around her.
Kylie Owens, Demaya Hill really leading the charge for the Lady Panthers. Going to get a back row attack from Demaya Hill. That one going to be perfectly placed inbounds. That's going to be kill number 11 for Demaya Hill on 31 attacks.
Yeah, she's leading Prairie View right now offensively.
Yeah, we talked early, of course, about Kylie Owens, but Demaya Hill really also setting the tone for them. Incredible dig there from Taylor Ruffin to keep it alive for the Lady Panthers. Cameron Greenwald is going to put it right back over into the hole for the Bobcats.
Good job by Cameron Greenwald taking advantage of that ball on top of the net.
Timeout here for Prairie View A&M. We're going to keep it right here. Bobcats put down but kept alive by multiple Bobcats. What an incredible job to keep the rally going. And then the kill's going to go out of bounds, and the point's going to go to the Bobcats. What an incredible save by a few different Bobcats to keep that ball alive. and just give them one more opportunity to get that point.
Yeah, we're seeing really good defense played here on this side of the Bobcats. Nice job, Lauren Linseth, getting out of the way of that one. She put her hands up like she wanted to play it. Just let it go right by.
It was close. Lady Panthers calling for a touch. They did not get one. They'll receive that serve and set up to Maya Hill. Linseth going to set up Jackson for the Cats, and that one's going to go long and out of bounds, side out. Prairie View A&M. Prairie View A&M keeping up defensively with the Bobcats. 45 digs to 47 for the Cats. 4 blocks apiece. 1 blocking error coming the way of the Bobcats. Defense has been solid for both teams. Just trying to figure out a few offensive items. The Prairie View A&M here. Good job to be set up for the block there on that one. Bobcats will continue with Heidemann. And we're going to get a point here for Prairie View A&M for a line fault on the back row attack.
Yet for all viewers that were on the same page, Carly Heidemann just stepped over that 10-foot line as a back row player. She has to take off behind that 10-foot line, or it is a back row attack, which is how Prairie View got that point.
She forgot to yell Kobe. That's what she forgot to do. Bobcats going to continue here with tough toe to be received by the Lady Panthers. We're going to set up to Maya Hill, and she swung out of her boots on that one. What a put down by Demaya Hill.
Yeah, good job by her taking advantage of that rotational defense the Bobcats are playing. You'll see middle back Carly Heidemann shifting over towards the line, and so Demaya Hill has a lot of space in zone 6 if she can be aggressive and get the ball there. That's exactly what she did on that one.
Timeout coming the way of Coach Matt Hout, just even to take a little breather. It actually, if you look at the scoreboard, Prairie View A&M is working their way back into the set. What we thought might have been one, but the Bobcats are going to run away. Now 17-14 in favor of the Bobcats.
The momentum can switch at any point in time. So feels like the Bobcats have it. They're up by 3, but volleyball, the momentum changes very, very, very fast. Let's fight back here.
Prairie View A&M, of course, we've touched on their schedule briefly, but what a brutal schedule. 29 games, 22 of which are on the road this year. They're going to play the University of Oregon tomorrow and then South Dakota on Sunday to wrap up their time here in Bozeman. They'll head back down to Texas, where they're going to spend the majority of their time in the month of September playing at various tournaments across the state of Texas. They'll get a stint in San Antonio, and UTSA, and Corpus Christi, A&M. Cam hitting from either side of the middle. Carly Heidemann also from either space. Madeline Siebler right now is going to be your back row attack. But any of these girls can really hit over at any time.
100%. Unfortunate error there for PV and A&M. They have had a couple of these tonight. Unforced errors, volleyball a game of errors, so it's going to happen. But you've had a couple just hitting in the net there that are unfortunate. You want to keep those away from your team.
Service error from Haven Rich. Points going to go to Prairie View A&M on that one. Demaya Hill was holding the ball, but I do not believe she's serving. It looks like we're going to get service from Krista Ope-Oadu, freshman from San Diego, California, the marketing major. She's going to serve it up for the Lady Panthers. Off of the net. Jane's going to set up Heidemann, who off the block. That ball's going to stay inbounds, and the point will go to the Bobcats. Bobcats will take a 22-17 lead. At this point, it is all calm here in set 3 for the Bobcats. Looking to close this one out and sweep Prairie View A&M on opening night here of the Even Hotel Invite. Coach Dottie praying. Would love probably a timeout right here to get her girls in the right headspace. Already used both of them up. But doing a great job of coaching her girls and just keeping everybody positive throughout set number 3 as we're going to get a point here for Prairie View A&M. Coach Dottie in her first year at Prairie View A&M, nothing but high regards from everybody that came and talked about her. A lot of nice words said by the athletic staff at Prairie View A&M, and like we said earlier, they've been just a good team to have here in Bozeman. We're really happy to have them here at the Even Hotel Invite. We're going to get a back row attack here from Demaya Hill. Jane's going to set up Heidemann for another attack. Dug out by Layla Smalls. Kelly Owens swinging away, but we will get a block from Mackenzie Jackson.
Dottie Hampton has some things to say about that reaction there from Jackson. We've seen a little bit of this at the net tonight from both sides. As a player, I love it. Letting these girls just be competitive, but I don't think Dottie Hampton was too thrilled about that reaction there from the Cats.
Jackson getting a little animated on that one. Dottie out of her chair quickly. Talk to the refs about it. Mackenzie accepting the fault, turned around, maybe said a little apology to Coach Dottie. But when you get a big block like that, it's easy to get animated about those things. Do you get a couple of substitutions here? We're going to see Lauren Schlow into the game for the first time for the Cats. Linseth's going to keep it alive. Heidemann going to get the free ball back over to Prairie View A&M. He's going to set up the offense. Going to get a slide from the Lady Panthers. Kept alive by the Cats. Linseth. Again with the free ball back over. This time it'll go center. To Caldwell with the kill for the Bobcats. Caldwell, that'll be her fifth kill of the night on 15 attempts. Good job to elevate and get around the arms of Lauren Schlow. Schlow, the 6'2" freshman from Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. It's going to be an error on the Lady Panthers. Point over to the Bobcats, and it's going to be match point for Montana State here in game number 2 of the Even Hotel Bobcat invite. And it's going to come from none other than Who's Your Daddy, Lauren Lindsay with the service. Kept alive by Prairie View A&M. It's going to be a free ball back over to the Cats. Tegan James going to set up Jolie Spelch for the kill. And Spelch walked that one off like Steph Curry. She knew that one was on the ground before it even hit there. Her and James were already celebrating. Bobcats going to take set number 3, 25-19. They're going to sweep Prairie View A&M tonight here on the end of day 2 of the Even Hotel invite. Kira, closing thoughts? How do the Bobcats look on day number 1?
Yeah, they played really disciplined, clean volleyball tonight. So that is exactly what Matt Howe was hoping for, that his team would come out and perform that way. And they did just that. Good news for Prairie View is it's early. It's the first match of the season. So they have a lot of good film. Take back to Texas and work on what they need to work on to prepare themselves for the conference, the regular conference schedule.
Every opportunity is an opportunity to learn. I have had the absolute pleasure of calling day number 1 of the Even Hotel invite. I'm looking at Houston alongside me was Kira Thompson. I'm going to make way for Ian Laird the rest of the weekend. He's going to call games 4 and 6 to join us back tomorrow night. The Bobcats take on the University of South Dakota to go to 5 o'clock tomorrow. You're here all weekend, and then we will give it to Daniel Sally for the rest of the season. Bobcats win 3-0 over Prairie View and A&M. Have a good night.
PV Nation, it's Tremaine Jackson, your head football coach. We need you to join our 35 for 35 campaign. We're trying to raise $350,000 by the first game of the season. All you have to do is go to our website, pvpanthers.com, and click on the 35 for 35 link. Once you do that, we'd love to see your pictures or videos of you donating on our social media platforms at PVAMU Panthers.
PV Nation, this is your athletic director, Anton Gall. We've got a new initiative for our football team, 35 for 35. As you know, we just hired Coach Jackson as our 35th head football coach. In honor of that hiring, we are doing a $350,000 campaign. We're asking everybody to donate $35 or more to the Football Excellence Fund. How you do this? Go to pvpanthers.com, donate, and one last thing. Once you donate, take a picture, post it on our social media platforms, because the donations and the support you give us will take us to the next level. Thank you, and go Panthers.